Oh, well, hi, diddly ho, neighbourinos. You fucking pieces That's my dial-up connection sound effect soundboard app. That'll be available soon in the Google Play App Store. Check in regularly for updates and news. And subscribe to my Patreon to get exclusive content on the Ewan's dial-up sound effect soundboard app for your phone or device. Not really. Oh, yeah. Had you going though, didn't I? I'm sure you all believed me. Sure you were all like, what, is he actually going to release a funny sound effect app? That would be something, wouldn't it? Actually, thinking about it, that'd be quite funny to have like a Ewan soundboard app. Lots of talking like this and then suddenly going, oh. I talk like this and I say I'm drawing goblins and then I make my voice go gravelly. To talk like Rick. God damn it, Morty. Or you press a button you open the app and it's got a bunch of buttons and you press one and it just goes penis. And you press another one and it goes AIDS. Press another one and it goes, oh, I'm gay. Well, I'm sort of gay. I'm not really. Well, I'm not like gay. I'm more bi, maybe. I mean, I guess pansexual isn't really a thing now. People seem to be kind of against the idea of pansexual because it sort of, delegitimizes bisexuality. Or, yeah, something like that. I don't know. That's all one sound effect would be the one you press the button and then that all comes out at once. That would be funny, wouldn't it? That'd be funny. Oh, maybe not that funny, but I don't know, a little bit funny. It's all about experimenting and opening up new possibilities for revenue streams. Got to make my money. Got to get that bread, as the kids would say. Got to get the bread. I do enjoy a good bread. Don't we all? It makes you fat, apparently. I don't know. What other sound effects could I put in the Ewan sound effect soundboard application for your phone or device? Leave a comment. What hilarious Ewan sound effects would you put in the sound effect board? I literally can't think of anything. Do I have any like trademark noises I made? I don't know. Maybe I should just shush. Yeah, how about an app where you just shut up, you? Wouldn't that be a laugh riot as well? You may have noticed I appear to be drawing goblins. I say appear because actually I am drawing goblins. Therefore, a thing. Let's get down to why am I not doing certain things right now? Why am I not? What happened to the fucking Spider-Man comic? Well, I think I went ahead and didn't take my own advice, and I started trying too hard. Started overthinking it. I think I was looking at it too much, too often, too hard, thinking, oh, I need to do this and make this look this way and this look this way. And then I painted a page and a bit and I was just not happy with them, so I scrapped them. I still have those pages, so I might, show my Patreon subscribers just cause. But also, no one likes showing off the work that they see as having failed today. So I have to see how I feel about that one. But yeah, so I'm taking a wee break from that one. Piss. Obviously, piss would be a sound effect, wouldn't it? Oh, drink my piss. You'd be in line at the bank or post office or at a coffee shop waiting for your coffee, and then you pull the app up and you open it and you press a button, and then it goes, oh, drink my piss, and everyone laughs because they're like, oh, you've got the Ewan's app too, because everyone would know instantly what it is. Obviously, I'm world famous. So that's why I'm not doing my Spider-Man comic currently. I want to get it finished. I really want to get it finished as a final thing. But I think I just need to take a little break and then dive back into it and just fucking do it and have it done. And then it will come out good as opposed to less good that I feel it's coming out currently. Oh, this grey's a bit darker than I was hoping it would be. That's a shame. I don't want to have to use a blue. I think a blue's too bright. And I'm working on other commissions and stuff. I've been working on those, keeping my bills paid. You know how it goes. Some other things, some top secret things that I may or may not show sometime soon. We'll see. Just trying to keep motivated. It's all a bit difficult at the moment. Trying to stay motivated. Trying to stay on that grind. You know. It's tricky. It's tricky to just keep going all the bloody time. Especially, I just despair at the state of the world currently, which is, you know, I'm sure everyone is, regardless of like the virus itself is one thing, but people's reactions to the virus, people thinking it's a hoax and not wanting to wear masks. I had a phone conversation with my mum the other day, my own dear mother. You can't mention masks without her going, oh, stupid masks. Why do we have to wear masks? It's stupid. Like, come on, really? Like, it's that bad. Like, even if you see it as a great inconvenience, it's like, well, out of all the inconveniences that we could have to go through, this isn't really that bad. But it's just... And then, you know, the state... A lot of it is to do with, you know, the US, like the state of the post office and everything. And I worry about that because a lot of my audience and my customers are in the United States. So posting shit to people might become very, very difficult. I might have to start spending a lot of money on postage, and then, you know, which is charging more money, which is people aren't going to necessarily want to buy my stuff if they're going to have to pay shitloads of money just to have it in their hands. So it's a tricky time. And I know, you know, there's a lot of other people have it a lot worse off than me in that respect, but this is just my, you know, where I'm at. It's all relative, isn't it? And I've been watching videos about the alt-right, and I'm watching a few videos from the alt-right, like made by, I don't even know what you call idiots, you know, people who consider themselves truthers and whatever, saying this and that's a conspiracy and it's the government trying to do this. And it's like, I start getting angry, but then I just feel bad because it's like they're just so fundamentally stupid. It just fucking baffles me how they can get an audience. And then you listen to people championing them, being like, oh, we believe what the government tells you. What do? Go fuck, bro. Why would you wear a mask? A mask is fucking, it's a conspiracy. They're just trying to get... Like, could you fucking shut up? Really? Do you know how you fucking sound? Jesus. And that's like, not even taking into account the fact that they're all a bunch of fucking racists and woman haters and all the rest of it. Like, Jesus fuck, man. It's depressing. It's despairing. I don't know. I try not to look at it too much, but then, I look at like the smallest amount of it, and suddenly I just want to fucking die, because like, what's the point in carrying on if this is the world I have to live in? It's a nice idea to try and create a better world, but oof, oof. And then there's our own fucking problems over here in England with just everything. Anyway, let's talk about goblins, eh? Goblins are funny. Oh, look at your little green face, his nose and shit. Funny goblin mans. I was reading something that was saying goblins are horribly racist, and you shouldn't draw them, especially with big noses and such, which I can kind of see, because I believe it's like an anti-Semitic visual to have them be greedy, lusting after gold, and have the big nose and the evil grin, which is a caricature used by evil people against people of Jewish faith, showing greedy goblins as Jews or Jews as greedy goblins. A lot of that, not a lot, but some of that I've seen with regards to J.K. Rowling, that lovely, lovely lady. Who would have thought that like someone who just wrote a book and is now rich beyond measure would end up not being the loveliest person in the world? Apparently there's like some goblin type character in Harry Potter. I've not really read it or anything. I have no real interest in it. My apologies for the fans out there, but it's not my thing. And apparently that character or whatever looks like some sort of anti-Semitic caricature. So I don't know. This might all just be like people grasping at straws to find something to complain about. But I do see it. I see how you could think that might be like an anti-Semitic visual or whatever. But also, goblins, they have, as will be mentioned in my book, which that's another thing I can talk about. I will get around to writing it one day. You'll see. You'll see. You'll all see. They'll all pay. They'll all be sorry one day. As I will mention in my book, almost every fucking civilization that's ever lived has had some form of goblin in their folklore or whatever, be they like some sort of fairy creature or evil, nasty homunculus or whatever. And this general sort of visage is quite a common one in most of them. So that's my defense, is I'm not doing it as like an anti-Semitic thing. It's a folklore fairy tale thing, which probably existed long before the anti-Semitic thing. But honestly, I don't know. I haven't really researched it because I don't care. I'm just drawing some fucking goblins at the end of the day. Obviously, I'm not drawing them as fucking bad-mouthing the Jews. Jesus. He was a Jew. Or a Jewish person, I guess. Rather than a Jew. He was a Jewish person. Except that he didn't exist. I mean, I guess there's arguments for and against him existing, as opposed to, like, even if you don't think he was a man of, the Son of God, the literal Son of God, then apparently there is some evidence that he actually existed as a human, at least. Either way, I don't give a shit. Fuck him. Whether he or not he was the literal Son of God, fuck him for what he's become. You all know my stance on religion. I won't go into goblins. Oh, they're funny. Shall we talk about some fucking goblins? Oh, let's have some fun with some goblins. I really despise the colour of this. It's supposed to be like a bag or something, but I've only got so many browns. I might have to redo that. Shit. Shit. I don't know. So I had this little idea for just a little small series of illustrations of goblins. And was to do a video of them. I'll go through so a small series of 4 drawings. This is a goblin. I haven't named him yet or anything, but like he's obviously starting out on an adventure. He's got all his gear, big backpack, sleeping mat, chest of stuff, mug, cutlery, pouches, water bottles. He's ready to go out on his adventure. Go, eager, gonna head out. Number 2, same goblin, same guy. He's on an adventure. He's got a smaller bag. He's condensing the stuff he needs. He's got some spiky sticks. He's got some bandages here and there. He's lived a bit, but he's gotten rid of certain things, his cutlery and whatever. He's got lots of little pouches now, lots of gold. He's out for gold. That doesn't necessarily feed into the whole anti-Semitic thing in a positive way, but it's this particular character, not so yeah, gold coin, and he's very much gold. He's adventuring, he's finding gold, he's keeping it. That's what he's about. This is number 3 of 4. He's ditched the gold. He doesn't really care about the gold anymore. He's kept one of his spiky sticks. He's kept his original knife that he had. Knife. He's got that all the way through. And now he's become more of a hunter throughout the years. This is maybe, 2, 4, 5 years later. He's more of a hunter. A couple of frogs hanging from his belt. Dead rat. He's got a beehive for honey. Bees around. I'll add some more bees in. So yeah, spiky hunter stick. He's got another knife made out of stone. I did that in here. I posted this on my Instagram. This was just literally, I was bored doodling goblins, whatever, daredevil goblin. He's got a gun. What the fuck? And these are actually, I researched stone knives on Google and did some observational drawings of a bunch of different kinds of stone knives. I really liked this one, so I gave him that one there to give a bit more substance to my character. So yeah, more of a hunter. He's got some scars on his face. He's a bit more rugged, got some wear and tear. And then years and years later, he's ditched all his possessions. He's not really a hunter. He doesn't necessarily have weapons now. He's got this as more of a tool. He's taken the blade of his knife and just strapped it to a stick. And, he's just not really worried about clothes or possessions, no more bag, no more sleeping mat. He's in harmony with the world he inhabits. He just lives as he is, yeah. Oh, what the fuck? It's an art book. Oh, my God. This is... I don't know how the fuck to pronounce it. Saturno? Because it's like the planet Saturn, but it's got an O on the end. So is it Saturno or Saturno? Whatever, and it's the creator, not the creator, so it's Saturno the creator. That guy. I followed him on Instagram for a long time. He's probably one of my favourite Instagram artists, or one of my favourite artists that I follow on Instagram. I wouldn't call him an Instagram artist. I assume he did graffiti and shit way back in the day. I don't know much about him. I just like his work. It's very, very graphic. It's a very good sign of starting as a graffiti writer, graffiti artist, whatever, and then developing your style, getting used to drawing characters, having fun doing that, and then doing more of that as opposed to just the stereotypical graffiti lettering. I really like his characters because of the form. They look really, really solid and smushy, three-dimensional. He's really good with lighting effects, and just the characters themselves. They've got a really good sense of character to them. Look at that. There's a painting on a wall with spray paint. That's really, really good. This is a really awkward size dimensioned book, so I have to move it around to show everything properly. I just very much a fan of his work. It's really cool. There's something I learned very early on in learning to paint, which was if you add one instance or one extra instance of a different coloured light onto a painting, it makes it so much more impactful than it would just on its own. And this is quite a good example. I guess most of his pieces are actually really good examples of that. Where if he painted this, just the guy, it would look cool, but it's the purple lighting on either side that just really, really brings it out and makes it pop. And that's something I learned in painting. And you can experiment with the colours of the lighting, the direction, how much light you put on it. Because sometimes just let's see. Yeah, so this is like a ridge lighting or rim lighting or whatever. It's sort of just on the edge here and here. But then you can paint like the entire half of it in a different colour and make it look glowy with the light. And then it looks like they're, bathed in a separate coloured light. Like that. Because if this guy was just turquoise, it would be a cool painting, cool character, funny dimensions and stuff. But that orange and the little bit on the nose and lips there, that just really makes it stand out a lot more. Yeah. I'll show these pages on this side when they're sort of relevant to the following pages. That's probably a good example as well. So you can see him painting this. It looks cool. Like it's a big funny red face, teeth, eyes. It looks quite gnarly. You can see he's building the forms and it's obviously going to be good when it's finished. But then you see it finished with those lighting effects. Not even that much, just the blue just coming in the sides, there and there on the teeth and the mouth. But it really, really makes a huge difference. And those like hotspot highlights, just these white dots everywhere, that really make it look fleshy and wet. That's really, really good. This whole book, did it say 2016 it was published? Yes. Yeah, documenting his first visit to the USA. So the whole book is just one trip he took to LA. He spent the whole time painting and creating, or most of the time, painting, creating artwork and stuff. And I really like that idea of documenting one event in a book, if you create enough to do so, which he clearly did. A lot of it is, the same pieces, but different photos. And that's really good because it gives you process shots like that, him at work, and a good, composition of the photo on the page. A portrait picture, a landscape, and, other photos. So it's a really good way of documenting a trip, as well as documenting artwork that you've created. It's really, really smart. Yeah, he does canvases as well and drawings, and they're all very, very good, as you'd sort of expect. This is a really good example of his work. It's not a very good, because it's all of the work in this book was created in one space of time, so it encapsulates that one amount of time, but it shows off what he can do, if not the amount that he does. Or like, how widely ranged his art can be. And the fact that it's, he fills it in with these sorts of pictures of where he's going and what he's doing is quite cool. Just gives a good feeling of where he was, what he was doing at the time. It's pretty cool. Documenting the trip in a book. Details. Textures are good, forms are good, characters are good, colours, lighting, it's all very good. And, if you know his work, for me to say his work is good is not really, groundbreaking, a statement, but it's pretty good. He makes good things as well. Like, that's a really cool, just thing. I don't even know what the word would be for it. Just good pieces of artwork, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I do take issue. It's pretty cool with him slightly, which is it's almost silly because it's like you do what you do, you pay the bills. He did some album artwork for Chris Rock, who beat the shit out of his girlfriend Rihanna at the time. I don't give a shit about Rihanna, frankly. Her music's like bleh, whatever, pop music. But the fact that he did that to her at all, let alone when they were, seeing each other or whatever. Shadows. See the shadows, there's lighting here and here, but there's still the shadow here, and the fucking orange, pink, it's so nice. With the green eyes really stand out. But yeah, and then, many years after, everyone seems to have forgotten what it was that Chris Rock did. This guy, Satano, did some album artwork for him, and it was, good artwork, I guess, sort of whatever. I'm saying that because, the fact that he'd happily take on that job. I'm sure Chris Brown paid him a shitload of money. And of course, Chris Brown, his music fucking stinks. He's a fucking asshole. He thinks he can, he's into urban art and paint graffiti and stuff. And I've seen videos of him painting graffiti, but then just talking to people watching like it's a big event, and it's just fucking cringe. And I hate it. And so, of course, he sees this guy who's quite a popular, graffiti artist, street artist. So yeah, I'll pay him to do my album artwork. A shitload of money, I'm sure. And I mean, if you're paid that much money to do something, it's got to be well, I know what you did, but fuck it, who gives a shit? It's a lot of money. But at the same time, really, the guy's a fucking... And, which goes to my point a little bit, I feel, at least, of what I mentioned before about how you can see, a lot of the time, you can see someone's badness on them, like their face, their mannerisms, how they hold themselves, their cadence. Yeah, there's some of his canvas paintings, that's quite cool. Very similar to his spray painting, but on canvas with brushes. It's pretty cool. I feel Chris Brown exhibits that quite well. He looks like the sort of person who'd beat up his girlfriend. I don't know what that says, but he looks, he's just got a look like an arrogance and a fucking, you can say it's swag or it's attitude or whatever, but he looks like a prick. And he looks like the sort of person who'd beat up his girlfriend. And, he did really, really badly. But everyone forgave him because, his Chris Bro's so handsome. All his music's good. His music fucking blows. It stinks. It's so fucking generic and boring and uninteresting. There's no life to it whatsoever. No creativity. Just dull fucking blah music. Fuck him. Chris Brown, fuck yourself. Yes, as the lonely guy drawing goblins in the dark in his bedroom, telling the squillionaire rapper, musician, singer, whatever, that he can go fuck himself. Oh well. And that's also a thing that I find that I do. That I think I'm getting to the point where I can grow out of it now, but I will find out one even slightly bad thing about an artist, and from that point on, every time I see their work, I'm like, ugh, this fucking guy. Not Chris Brown, this guy, Saturno. Since he's done that Chris Brown album artwork, every time I see his work, I'm like, yeah, it's good, but fucking guy, dude, Chris Brown's fucking album artwork, it'll be great. Ooh. I keep my books in really good condition, as you can see. But like I say, I'm growing and changing where I can. And I think I should be able to grow out of the habit of But then should I? Maybe the guy's a prick because he worked for and with a guy who beat the shit out of his girl. But the artwork's good. The book's good. It's a nice, like I say, a nice document of his time in LA. that would be something I'd like to do. Travel one day, make some art, document it, put it in a book. It's quite cool. Not to be too negative all the time. Look at the lighting effect. Wow, that's... But anyway, goblins are cool. We like them. Funny little green men, pointy, sticky out little noses. Oh, they're funny and cute, aren't they? So I'm not doing this for a video, but for a video, I am recording the process of these. I recorded me inking each of them, and I'm recording me colouring them. And I'm going to do a video of speed it up and just talk about some shit over the video. Just cause I might make quite a nice video. So I'm colouring them in like ballpoints and stuff for ease, for the purposes of it being easy. But I think after I've done that, as like by way of like a final image, I may trace the drawings onto better paper and paint them to have like a really nice like final piece. Could make quite a cool print actually. I have to see about that. Not that anyone buys prints, maybe a handful of people, but you know, there is of course the age-old funny you know thing of, hey, you should make prints of that. Oh, cool. And then you make prints of that, and then they don't buy the print that they told you should make, which is a real thing that happens. Like, it's funny to be like, oh, that happens, but also it does actually happen, and it's somewhat frustrating, especially when you're trying to make a living as an artist. Because to have someone seem like they're really into something, to be like, oh shit, you should make prints, that'd be amazing. And then you're like, oh, fuck, okay, yeah, if people want prints, and then, you know, make a little bit of cash and also just give people what they want, that's cool. And then you make the prints and then no one buys them and it's just fucking annoying. But that's old hat. Yeah, so I'll colour them fairly basically in pens for the video. You know, a quick like 5-10 minute video. And then I'll paint them. I guess I could video me painting them as well, couldn't I? There's no reason not to. Maybe I will. Just thought it was a neat little idea, a little adventure, a goblin on his journey. Like Adventure Time, but if it was goblins. Yeah. Would make quite a cool little cartoon, actually. Oh, I just remembered. I did have a thought of like a one-shot goblin comic, like between, you know, 30 to 50 or so pages. Just a really short, like, quick story, goblin on an adventure. You know, fights a couple of monsters. And you could show, like, time, like, a few pages of him starting out on his adventure, you know, coming across some thugs, maybe getting mugged or whatever, realising it's not going to be as easy as he thought it was. And then it skips time to, like, 6 months later or a year later, and he's got his wits about him a bit more. Maybe he's learning to hunt. He's failing at it, but then eventually he catches some shit. And then a few years later, you see him catch some really big, you know, monster for his supper. But he catches it really easily because he took time to track it and whatever. And then it could have some big, like, you know, some huge ending where he thinks he's, like, after the gold. And then it turns out the gold isn't what he was actually after. He was after a sense of purpose. Or he was after the gold and then he gets it. I don't know. Take a little bit of work, but the idea's there. It could be cool. Just an idea, you know. I had another idea for a video. Very, very different from what we're currently discussing. You may have seen I did a recent painting of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Which is a funny internet video, which is a very, very cool internet video, actually. I really, really do enjoy it. All of them. There's a whole series of them now. The people making loads and loads of them. So in doing that painting, I rewatched some of the videos, to get me in the mindset for painting the piece. And I had an idea of remaking the first Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared video, but where I play every character. Very low budget, obviously, but the idea's there. And it's me partly doing an impression of each of the characters, but partly just being me. I think that could be quite fun and funny. What's your favourite idea? Mine's being creative. But how do you get that idea? I just tried to think creatively. Take a look at my hair and use my hair to express myself. That sounds really boring. I use my hair to express myself. And then, it goes all psycho and weird. Good shit, man, good shit. I might do that. Might enlist the help of a friend to be my camera person. The old friend Sam, the guy. I think I could pull it off just on my own, but it'd be a lot harder setting up the camera, setting up the shots, and doing all of that all on my own. It's doable, but it's a lot of fucking work. And considering, especially at this point in my video making career, I'd get, a few hundred views, which is like, it's not bad to get a few hundred views on a video, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like, you get a few hundred views and then that's it, and the video gets forgotten about. You make new videos, you move on, and that's true of most things in life with art and whatever. Post something, it gets likes, it gets forgotten about. You post a new one, you move on. Keep creating, obviously, but if you put that much effort into making a video, like remaking Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, where I'm all of the characters, it's a little bit of a shame if it only gets a few hundred views and that's it, and then it's gone. Although, if I could be positive, I try to be positive sometimes, new positive you, a new positive outlook, the new you. I try to think in terms of actual physical people. Like, if you think of how many likes and whatever you're getting, try to think of all of those likes, each one equating to a person as part of a group of people in a room. So if you get, 20 likes on something, picture 20 people in a room who all like the thing. And, that's kind of cool. Like, if you had 20 people, that's more people than I'd like to have in a room with just myself. That's quite a busy room, just 20 people. So if you get like 100 likes on something, picture a room with 100 people in it and they all like your shit. Like, that's quite cool. And the way I think of it is I remember, I don't know why or how, but I happen to remember that my school had about 300 students. At any given time, it had around about 300, 350 or so students in the entire school. So, if you have an assembly, everyone's in the hall being spoken to about fucking whatever, traffic safety, important things. Then you could get an idea of 300 people in a room in a hall. It's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of people to all be in one space at one time. So if you get, if say 300 people watch one of my videos, then that's like my entire school watching my videos. Like, that's kind of cool. It's not necessarily a small amount. That's an entire hall of children with really poor senses of humour all watching my videos. So that's quite cool. I think that's a good way. I saw that online somewhere. Someone said, think of it like that. So I don't take credit for that one. I'm a smart guy, obviously, but I don't come up with all of them. I saw that online. And I thought, that's a good way of thinking about it. It's a good good way of thinking about it. If all the people who like your shit are people in a room, then that makes things kind of neat. I guess. I don't know, whatever. But then, of course, if you get up to like thousands of likes, then you're like, whoa, that's a lot of people. And then, you know, you get absurd tens, hundreds of thousands, millions. Ugh. It's obscene. There's something you make, you can get that many views. The issue being, of course, the real issue I have with that is not everything, of course, but a lot of things that get that many views are not worth having that many views. Like some of the biggest YouTubers, their content is not fun or interesting at all. And you just think, how, why? You know, if they're like gamers or whatever, you can kind of get it, like, okay, they got their followers through gaming, and, you know, it's mostly kids and they like whatever. But then you watch some of their videos, like, you know, I won't name names, but let's say PewDiePie, the fucking biggest YouTuber on fucking planet, makes some of the most boring content I've ever... Like, I don't watch his videos, but I have tried purely to see what the fuss was about. And they're just some of the most uninteresting, like, typical boring videos. He doesn't have an interesting point of view on anything. He doesn't do anything particularly fun or exciting. Just like, what? Why? How is he? You know. But then it's like, of course, that's just the way it is. You can't get bummed out. And that's let's try and end on a high note. You can't compare your fucking self to others. I do it a lot, and I hate that I do it. And I'm living and I'm growing. I'm being positive, Ewan. I am trying to stop comparing myself to others, because I see art that I like I'll be working on a painting or a drawing or whatever, and I'll think, okay, this is quite cool, and then I'll take a break, you know, scroll through Instagram, check some shit out, whatever, just see what's going on, and then I'll see something similar to what I'm doing, but that I see as being 10 times better, and immediately I just want to give up. I'm like, fuck, I should be doing it this way. Why aren't I should be doing it more detailed, making it more realistic, or making it more cartoony, or doing this, doing that. And it's just like, just stop doing that. And I know that's stupid, because people message me sometimes asking me about that sort of thing, of like, what do I do about, you know, comparing myself to others? Because I like my art, but then this person's way better. So, and I'll tell them, don't compare yourself to others. Your art is your art, and that's what makes it your art, that it's not another person's art. So just stick to what you're doing. Don't fucking worry about what other people are doing. And then I'll go on Instagram and start comparing my art to other people's art. So who's the fucking dummy here? He said, like a dummy.